When I met Source, I didn't intentionally mean to meet. I was in a deep meditative state, intentionally trying to do a future life progression, or what mainstream calls quantum jumping. I wanted a sneak peek into my future, and I had done this intentionally several times before, but each time I wanted the vision to change. During this time, I was already a practicing hypnotherapist, so I did deep meditation and subconscious reprogramming daily. But what I didn't expect was to be taken through a portal, which I now come to understand was a wormhole, and enter into a black hole, shown parallel universes, and come to the 0 point fields of reality. But let's get into my experience with Source. In the dark infinite void, I encountered Source. It was pitch black. I could see nothing. Then from the corner of my left awareness, I saw a bright white sphere, similar to the sun, but it burned 1,000 times brighter. And as I noticed it, I felt myself burning, but I wasn't being burned, if that makes sense. It felt like an intense, overwhelming warmth. As I really got to be present and feel it, I recognized that I was actually being held in unconditional love. But it was so intense, nothing like I had felt before. It literally felt like I was burning. Then I realized I wasn't a body. I was consciousness itself. And it was like I was floating in outer space. I was so deeply confused about where I was and what I was experiencing, but at the same time, there was so much comfort there, like I had been there before. This white light, it embodied both the masculine and feminine energies. It was an androgynous, no gender, and you just felt its presence. And when I asked the light, where am I? And in an instant download, a response in my consciousness said, where all things exist and began. And I started to think, was this the 0 point field that quantum physicists theorized about? And in an instant download of knowing, it said yes. And I thought, whoa, that was weird. And then I asked, who are you? Stupidly, I was confused and I said, are you God? And it replied, yes, I am what you need me to be, whether that is what you call God, Source, the infinite, the almighty. I am all that is and all that ever was, whatever you need to label me as so that you can understand this is who I am. And then I asked, why did you bring me here? And then in another instant download of knowing, it said, so you can remember and so that you can remember all that you need to share. Then I started asking questions to better understand it, and it showed me that we are connected, that we are not separate. And just like a grain of sand is still the sand, or a drop of water in the ocean is still the ocean, I am an extension of the divine itself. Source, it revealed that it isn't the white light sphere, but it is consciousness taking the form of the white light so that I would recognize it and understand. But Source itself is consciousness, and it is through its consciousness that it collapses energy into form. And it revealed to me exactly what quantum mechanics and metaphysics are proving today, that we are co-creators of our reality, and everything is made up of energy. Our thoughts, they create our reality. Just like Source appears as consciousness, so are we. It showed me that we are not separate from it, that we are it in human form, that we are reflections of divine having a human experience, so that it itself can experience more of itself. We are just its reflections reflecting back to itself. And it showed me that it creates all things, and it is all things, and we are also all things. And it held me in love and abundance, and it showed me that it is all things and it loves all things because it is it. Then I proceeded to ask, why were we made to forget? And it revealed that we enter this lifetime with a blueprint, a divine contract of what we want our souls to experience. We choose how we look, what we think, and what we want to experience, our families, etc., so that our soul can grow. And it continued to reinforce, I am all things and I love all things, and that we as souls have the freedom of choice, and we can choose whatever we want to believe. If we want to believe that God exists, great. If we want to believe that Jesus is God, great. If we don't want to believe in God or that it exists, that's our choice too. God doesn't care what you believe. It still loves us unconditionally, because when we leave this lifetime, whenever we choose, we go back to Source. We remember that we were never just a mere body, and we were never separate from God itself, that we are God. And I asked, you even love the people that do harm, that hurt others, that hurt the innocent. And it said, yes, I still love them because they are an extension of me. They forgot who they are, and they're the ones furthest from me. I love them unconditionally. Their souls, they made a contract for this lifetime to help others to awaken to who they are. Their dark, their contrast helps humanity to rise, to awaken, to love one another, to help one another, to embody divine love. They are not here by mistake. You have been led to believe that you are separate and a physical body, but you are not, and you never were. That's why even when Yeshua said, "Split a piece of wood, I am there," he was speaking of me, that I am all things and in all things, and so are you, because you are just a reflection and an extension of me. And I asked, why do some people see Jesus? It said, that is their first conditioned belief to see. And behind him, I will always be. He is leading them back to me just as you are. When I was in its presence, I would ask a question and know the answer instantly. There was no time delay, just an instant knowing. It answered all questions, no matter how ridiculous my physical mind would think. And when I was finished with my questions, I didn't want to leave. I wanted to just stay in this love forever. But it told me, you will always have access to me. You are never separate from me, and you can always come back to me anytime you want. Even after this experience, I thought I made it all up until I read the Gospel of Thomas, and I found near-death experiences of stories that were almost identical to this. If you are watching this, I want you to follow along with me as I go logian by logian, reading the Gospel of Thomas, which is what I call the Awakener's Gospel. And if this story resonates with you and you thought that maybe there's more to life than what was being shown, I have also created a course, Awakening the Awakener. It is a self-paced journey designed to help you awaken to the divine truth and remembrance of who you are and help you to reconnect with source within you. This isn't just another healing, it is a remembrance. You were born to awaken, and now it is time.